Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the A Cuppa Soda podcast. Today, it's just me. I don't know how to start this podcast episode. It's a bit spooky. I'm gonna make sure my levels are good, guys, cause I do not know. Okay, they're pretty good. If anything, I'll try to lower it. I'm not gonna talk too loud. It's nighttime, and I want to keep things interesting. I lit a candle. For the people who don't know, if you guys heard that sounds and stuff, it was like the candle and stuff, and also my cat being annoying. Yeah, I'm by myself today. Julie is busy, she's a busy woman. So you're just gonna have to deal with me. Today I am dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood. I know, it's a little really Little Red Riding Hood. But yeah. Before I get started on the topics I have for today, I just want to say the podcast is just incredible. I love doing this. I've been loving doing this for the past 7 months now. I've been doing a podcast the Under Your Bed one, and now this one. I don't know when Under Your Bed is coming back. It's been on hiatus for a while, but that's because our schedules are just very busy. We're very busy people. And yeah, I don't know when that's coming back, but it'll eventually happen. I don't know when, but it'll happen, hopefully. I pray, because I love having a podcast with them, and so I miss it. Any other news? I don't have anything too crazy. I'm gonna need a drink because it is, and this is water. I am just happy about what I'm creating on this channel, and also on the podcast, and just everything in general. So thank you guys for listening. Honestly, thank you guys for staying tuned every week for these episodes. It really does mean a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Julie too. We're very excited about the podcast and everything. I have a costume for the Halloween episode, so I'm excited for you guys to see it. These costumes I've been doing the podcast, they were okay. They weren't crazy, but these new these new ones, the next episode's costume, it's a real costume. It's not me finding some clothes and boom, costume. This one's the legit one. But I put effort into my costumes. The Little Red Riding Hood, I'm wearing a black wig with a red hood. So there's a little bit of effort. But yeah. So I guess we can, it's already 4 minutes in. I might as well start. Actually, let me make sure my cat isn't being too crazy. Anyways. Ooh. Oh, my cat's looking out the window. Anyway. Alright. So today's podcast episode is kind of about spooky dream stories. And also a real life story that I was going I have so many stories that I would love to talk about, but we won't have a lot of time. I wanted to save it for the last Halloween episode, but the reason why I'm not is not because I'm impatient, but it's actually because we might not even have time. We had to go through my stories and her stories, and I know it's gonna take a while. The first episode was an hour, so I guess I can just take some stories out of the list of stories I have. So You guys get a little treat. The first one is about, actually, like I written it down because you guys, I had them in order, but okay. So one of them was probably, I don't know how many years ago. It was like 2010, so about 11 years ago. Damn. I remember sleeping. I remember having my own room for the first time in a long time. I had my own room, and one of the nights, this was like in Texas. Like, this is when I lived in Texas. I had this dream where I was in my house, but sorry, my cat is like staring at me, and I'm terrified he's gonna jump onto the table. Anyways, so I was in the dream, and I woke up, and I was in my house, but there was people living in my house, which was weird because I've never seen these people before. So I'm like, who are these people? And I'm like trying to get their attention, and they're just going about their day. Like, they're like looking in the mirror, walking around and having conversations. And I'm like, is no one gonna pay attention? Like, hello? It was really creepy, and I was feeling so uncomfortable, and like, it felt so real. Like, that's what made everything about this confusing, is how real the dream was. Like, I remember touching, feeling, walking. Like, it really did feel like I was awake. So I was super confused. And then I saw something in the corner of my eye. It was like a figure, but it was like a demon-like figure. It had like sharp, like, claws, and no feet. Like, not no feet. Like, no legs. It was just a torso and arms, and like moved around very quickly. It was so bizarre. The last thing I could remember with it was this figure going in my, like, I go to my room, and the figure follows me, and it sweeps right to my face and runs under the bed. And then I wake up with like cold sweats and stuff like that, and I was like, but the presence still was there even after I woke up. Like, I was feeling my chest get heavy, and like I couldn't really do anything about it. And it's like, how was I supposed to say anything? Like, I just got my room. Maybe I was just scared, but it was this. What made this different from just a normal nightmare is that I'm a person who won't remember their dreams. Like, I cannot remember dreams to save my life. But some of these dreams are fucking old. Like, these dreams should have been forgotten like a month after it happens. This shit has stuck with me for years. And that's because of how terrifying, but how distinct it was. Another story, but this one is, the fire got brighter. Sorry. Another like story I have is this was in North Carolina. I was like maybe five or six, and we were having a regular night home. I was playing my Sly Cooper because I love Sly Cooper. I was playing Sly Cooper, and my mom heard a noise, and we kind of like, she had it to like, I had to like turn off my game. We had to turn off the lights because this noise was like crazy. Like, we were like, what the hell is it? We go into my sister's room, and we hear breathing, and we're like freaking out because we're like, what in the world? Like, I don't know how my mom distinctly heard the noise, because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my god, do you hear that? That was outside. They were going, that was. But anyways, So, um, we all go into my sister's room, and we go into the win like go into we like go next to the window, and we hear breathing. I remember my mom asking me, she's like, "Do you hear that?" And like I was hearing the breathing, but I thought it was like a squirrel, like that was like in the vents because of how loud but how like distinct it was. But I didn't like I was like what 5 6 years old. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. But then we find out it was a girl. A girl was running away from who knows what, but she was hiding in our backyard. Um, Not our backyard, but actually, yeah, it was our backyard. We had a fence, but only on one side. So the other side of the fence, the other side of the house didn't have a fence. So she walked through our backyard and went to the other side where there is a fence. So I'll get to it in a second. So we were like, oh my god, there's someone in our yard. And it's like, I don't know what time, maybe like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm not sure. This was years ago, so I don't even know. It was dark. Um, and we didn't know what to do with that situation. And I remember going into the kitchen and seeing this man walking around. I've never seen this man before. He had like dark hair, like a black tank top. He gave me very like goth vibes. And he was just walking around like very menacingly. And I was like, what like is she hiding from that guy? Like we don't know. Like I think it was because of how convenient the timing was with the two. So I think it was him. Oh, I was like, what the fuck was that noise? Anyway, so yeah, I was like, what the fuck was going on? My mom has to call the police, and the police come and basically had to take the girl in, and we never heard from that girl again. Like it was like a odd situation that we didn't hear from her again. I hope she's doing okay, cause that's very terrifying. I feel super bad. But yeah, it was just like like a bad situation. I feel like it was something to do with like domestic stuff. So maybe that's what happened, because she was running away from, I'm guessing, a boyfriend, and that was the story of that. Another story is actually a little bit more recent. I forgot about this when I was telling the story with Julie. But I remembered, and it's actually to do with the place I used to live in that you guys, if you guys watch my YouTube channel, know. Well, the other one was also a place where you guys know, but this one, sorry, I had a burp. This one was in Newark, my last house before the one I'm currently living in. I forgot that there was a couple of hauntings in that house. And, oh man. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the origin of why it might be haunted, because I might save that for the Halloween episode. So I'm just going to tell you some smaller things. So this was like back in like 2018 when we first moved in. Everything was fine. Sorry, my cat kind of fell a little bit. Because he needs to move around when I'm filming, because he was actually sleeping half of it. Anyway, sorry if I'm like going random in topics. Like I'm tired. I've been up since like 7 in the morning. Anyways, so what was I going? All right. So everything was fine. You know, we moved in. We get a dog, Tommy. He's been in my life now for the past 3 years. It's gonna be 4 next year that we've gotten him. And we noticed at nighttime, my dog would start staring at the walls. I've never had a dog stare at walls like how my dog Tommy stares at the wall. And he does it so concentrated, it's like creepy as fuck. And I've caught it on video, him staring at the wall, and I had to call his name, and he turns around, looks at me, like not even like, you know how they like turn their heads so they don't have to move their whole body, they just turn their heads. So he did that, and I was like, and he, after he looks at me, he looks back at the wall, and he puts his ears backwards. Like if he was listening to something, they know when dogs try to listen to like in the walls for like mice or whatever, they usually have their ears up and also slanted so they can hear better. That's why they usually put their ears, like not their ear, their whole head sideways. It's usually for that. But he had his ears tucked back, like if he was afraid. And I started seeing particles sometimes. Now, if you guys know about like spiritual stuff, particles usually mean that there's a ghost present. And that's kind of what it felt. And I started feeling something on me. And sometimes I think it's like my dog, and my dog's not there. I also started hearing voices. Now, I know saying that sounds like I'm going crazy, but I wasn't the only one hearing voices. My mother hears voice, like my mom has been hearing the voices too, and there's like these, I don't know what they're called. I think they're called like phantom name calling or something like that. It's I don't know what the name is. I'm just making it up basically. Anyways, it's basically you hear your name when no one is talking, and you hear it by the person. There's been times where I hear my mom calling my name, like my name for whatever reason, and I'm like, yes, hello. And my mom sometimes, like, she won't answer if I like call her name, like, yes, like what's up, and she won't answer. So normally I have to like physically find her. And there's been times where I'm like, yes, hello, and no one's home, no one's been home. I call up my mom and she's like at work, and I'm like, I could have swore you're home and you called my name. And there's no one outside. And I know my mom, like, she has a distinct voice. And I was like, what the fuck? There's been times where I hear, like, someone in the house, and then I go check, and there's no one there. My dog is with me, so I know it's not him. There's been, like, footsteps, like, pitter-patter, like, the little... And I'm like, what the fuck? There's also been some like creepy stuff with the neighbors, but I don't want to get into it because I want to save it for the Halloween episode. Hopefully we have time because I really want to talk about it. It's such a creepy, like, just everything about Newark was creepy. And but yeah. I think I should end the podcast episode. It's a short episode, I know. Sorry guys if you guys like the stories. I'm really trying to save the juicy ones for the final episode. But before I go, maybe to like kill some runtime, I kind of want to, like, I don't know what I want to do with this, like what I want to say, but as you guys know, I've been doing a lot this year. I don't even know if I should bring it up because I kind of want to like move on and go past it, but I feel like I should kind of say something. I just want to say I forgive Efren, Aubrey, and Dylan. For myself, I'm doing it. I don't want to make a video about it. I don't really want to acknowledge most of everything. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's okay. It doesn't really matter. I just say I forgive. You know, they've said some awful shit about me, to me. and I kind of just brush it off at this point. And it's kind of like a life lesson I feel like everybody should do, is not even just forgive, but just realize that there's just gonna be people out there who just don't like you for whatever reason. I have a lot of reasons not to like them, but I still care about them. I still hope that everything they want to do, they do. I hope they're successful. I would never wish anything bad on them. I don't believe I ever have, and if I have, I am very sorry, because I wouldn't want any kind of negative towards anybody, like anything negative towards anybody. So if they're ever listening, if you are ever listening, I just want you to know, I forgive you. I hope everything is okay. Not that I miss you, but I wish things were different. I wish a lot of things were different. But that's the past, you know? And I just want to move forward. I want to move forward with my life. I have so much to look forward to. I have a lot that I want to say, but I want to wait till like the end of the year, because I want to say my final things of this year. And this year was so fulfilling in different ways that I'm just excited just for this year to end so I could talk about it. That's just how like this year has been. This year has been so weird. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing okay, and I hope you guys are enjoying the Halloween episodes. This is a great thing I'm doing, and it's fun. I really don't know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys are listening. I'm sorry, this episode was like trash. I know you guys love Julie. Like, I love when Julie's here, because she just makes things much more fun and more funny. But yeah, I think I honestly, I feel more comfortable with my co-host than by myself. Like, I feel so awkward. But yeah, I hope you guys like this episode, and I'll see you guys in another episode. 'Cause you tight.